Hello everyone. Good morning, good evening. Welcome to the session. So today, I'm going to again use the disk legacy connector, but this time instead of creating a new file, we'll be reading the file already there in the file system. So for that, again, I would go and try to create a process. So I will be using the same demo folder, demo 0107. You have to hover your mouse. You can see three dots. You click on that, and then you need to click this new component and say the type is process. Click create. Right, this time means as always, it is going to open the start shape configuration window. You have to provide the display name, which is optional. We already spoke about this, and the default type for this start is selected this connector. So far for start shape, we have been using start shape of no data, but you have other types as well for start shape to configure it, right? So for this time, we will use the type as connector, right? Uh, and you choose here that uh, the connector to be used. So I'll be using this legacy, right? Uh, So this is the type we are configuring on the start shape. But if you don't want to do it, still you can go with the start shape of no data, and then again you need to add another shape which is disk legacy, just to do the same thing. But as we already have provision, just to utilize the connector on the start shape. So right now for this scenario, I'm doing that connection again because we have to read from the same file system. So you can reuse the connection that we had created in the last session while creating a new file, right? So you need to click here. You need to go to the folder where you have the connection, and then you can use it, right? So that is why means in one of the sessions when we were discussing what basically component is, and we always mention that a component is the reusable object in Boomi, right? So see, this connection was created for some different process, but now we have to connect to the same file system. We already have the connection. So instead of creating a fresh connection for this project, we can reuse it, right? So this time you can see here earlier when you explicitly, dragged and dropped that disk legacy connector on the build canvas, then and try to configure, it basically showed you two actions, one get and send. But since this is start shape, so there won't be any provision to use the same action. So that is why it is just showing action as get. But instead of doing this all configuration here, if you are going to separately use this disk legacy as a separate shape, and then you can see here two actions. So as we have to read the file, so we'll select get, and then operation. So you need to define an operation. You can name it. Sorry, let me click again. Let me name it like operation underscore file read, right? And what we have to read the file called sample.txt. So if you have any static name, then you can provide here. If you have to read all the files, then you can go with this asterisk as the wildcard characters, right? So what operation you have to perform for this action? So that's something you can define the operation to be performed for this action in this operation window. You have maximum files to read, delete files after reading, fail if unable to delete file. These all operations you have, you can perform it, right? So you have exact match, you have wildcards, you have regular expression. So based on your choice, just you can provide the configuration and operation while performing that action will be done as per this, right? So you can say here, save and close. Now say OK. Now your start shape of connector type this time has been configured. Okay, and what that connector is going to do, that connector is going to connect to this file system, and then with the operation, that information available in the operation, it is going to perform that particular operation and going to return you the response, right? And in order to uh, finish this execution, you can add the stop shape. But as I mentioned already, this is something always optional, right? Why to add here? Because during execution, if we have to see what has basically flown to this particular shape, so we can select and we can see that activity, right? So you can say save. Now you need to click test button to test this. Select the runtime where you want this to be deployed and to run, and then say OK. Now, if you click here, then source data, you need to click here and see. This was the content uh, in the file, right? So we are reading that sample.txt file, which was earlier created using the same disk legacy connector, but using different, that action and operation, right? And now we are reading the data from the same file, that is sample.txt, using the same connection, uh, but different operation as we are specifying the file name just to read from that file, right? So let me go back to the build page, right? So this is all for today's session. This is what I wanted to cover, how to use disk legacy connector to read uh, the file, right? Thank you all. Thanks for joining. See you in the next session. Thank you.
Please follow, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and press the bell icon.